Marcos, I'm the CEO of Woop Environmental. I started my first business at 14 with only $90, and by age 18, I started this business only having to put in $200 into it. This very business, we also added over $1 million in profits to our clients' businesses since we started 3 years ago. So in this video, I'm gonna plan out exactly how I would start again from zero if I only had $1,000 to put into a business. And then I'm also gonna show you exactly what I did to keep costs down and to be able to stretch out money when I started both of my businesses. Now, I'm gonna give you 3 different options just so you can see which one is best for you. So each one of these has different skill sets that you'll need and slightly different applications of things. So there might be one that's better suited for you, but I think all of these options are really, really good. We'll start off with the hardest one, and then at the end of the video, I'll show you what I believe is the best one. It would be the one that I would do if I had to start one of these. But all right, let's start off with that difficult one, and that is paint. The end goal is that we're gonna sell every job and we're gonna sub out the fulfillment. So we don't have to paint. That's the end goal. So you just go out, you make sales, and eventually you go out, you hire salespeople, and then you're done. You just go relax, and then they will sell the jobs will get fulfilled by your crews, and you're good to go. So I'm gonna teach you how to do it. The very first thing, you gotta be competent in house painting. If you don't know anything about it, to the point where you can do the job yourself, you need to learn about it. You can't just start this business with only $1,000 and zero clue of how painting works. If you have more money, sure, but with only 1,000, you actually will have to paint a little bit at the start. If you don't want to paint at the start, have more money to start a business with. Welcome to business. It's not that easy. We also need to get a very good idea of what crews are gonna ask for certain jobs. The reason being is, we don't want to just go out to a crew and offer them $10,000 for a job that they would have done for $2,000 or $3,000, and we're losing $8,000 or $7,000, and that's not fun. We also don't want to do the opposite, where we offer them $100 for a job that might be worth $1,000. We don't want to disrespect them and burn bridges before we've even started. And the pricing that you need to be at should get you to about a 70% gross profit margin, which means when you take how much the crew needs to be paid, you take the cost of materials, that should be 30% of what you charge the clients. Now, the way you do that is you take your costs and you divide it by 0.3, okay? And there you get exactly how much you should charge each customer. So there you go, pricing masterclass right here. One thing, before you start doing anything, make sure your business is registered, you're insured, you're compliant with every single law applicable to you. I'm not gonna get into the details because you might be watching this from anywhere in the world. Just make sure you follow every single rule, law, regulation, whatever you need to follow wherever you are gonna be starting this business from. All right, cool. So we've got a good legal business. We've got a really good idea of what crews wanna get paid, and we know a lot about house painting. The next thing here is we gotta start house painting. So I want you to reach out to everybody that you know. You're gonna tell them, if you buy the paint, and I don't care where you buy the paint from or what paint it is, I will go out and paint the job for free. So they pay the paint, you don't have to pay materials. We're making that $1,000, last a lot longer. All you use the $1,000 for is for gas and renting out the equipment, and that's it. You stop doing these when people start asking you to do them, and you either have run out of that initial $1,000 and you need to start charging them, or you don't have the capacity to take on any more people, and then you go, cool, now I'm charging for them. So when you get to that point, when you're charging money for the jobs, that's when you start bringing in your crew. So the second we start charging people, we start sending out our crews that we've researched, we found, and we know they do good work, and we actually know how much we gotta pay them. Now, here's a really good way to stretch out that $1,000 a little bit more. So when we're doing the free and this kind of jobs, I want you to plan it out. How much would you have charged that customer for the job if they came in as a paying customer, right? Where you had to pay the paint, you had to pay the crew, and you had to pay everything else, right? So I want you to figure out what that amount would be, and you're gonna offer a warranty for 10 to 20% of that. So you're gonna go to the owner after you complete the free job, and you're gonna go, hey, look, you just got a really good deal on this painting job. Do you want to get it protected? I offer a warranty. It's only this amount of money, and if there's anything wrong with it, I'll be back in a year. I'll do an inspection, and if something's wrong with it, I'll fix it completely free. It's included in that warranty cost. You'll realize that most people will say yes, and this doesn't mean that everybody will say yes, but some will, and it will massively help you stretch out that $1,000. If you sell one of them, you probably recover the entire equipment rental for that week. So that's a huge way to stretch out that $1,000 even more and get yourself even more proof. To recap, we're gonna learn as much as we can about the industry. We're gonna make sure we have a compliant and legal business, and that is just to be assumed for the other two examples that I've covered. And then we're gonna give out jobs for free, where we do the labor for free, but the owner needs to buy the paint themselves. They get to choose it and buy it on their own. This also makes it better on your end, because if there's any problems with color, that's the owner's responsibility, not yours, okay? Now, after that, your job becomes, once people are coming to you and you don't have enough capacity to paint the jobs yourself, you start charging and you start sending out crews to them, and you sub out the work instead of you doing it yourself. Your goal after that is to expand the amount of good, reliable crews that you have. That's basically how you grow the business. You find more good crews and you find good salespeople to keep those crews busy. That's how the business scales, and it's honestly one where you just have to get your hands dirty once at the start. If you own a business and you want it to be a $10 million business, a $1 billion company, or you just want to have a great business that feeds you and your family for many years to come join us on our free 5-week business scaler challenge. It's a free 5-week challenge, as I said, in which you get to scale your business along other business owners. So you get a lot of really valuable insight from many industries, and you also get to know that you're not alone in the struggles you have, and you get to solve those issues not only with my guidance, but also with the perspective of other business owners. Link is down in the description, and then I'll leave the rest of this little clip with some testimonials from previous participants so you can see what they found.
We're talking about stuff that's not readily available every day.
What you've given are specific, narrow focuses.
I think it's worked very well.
I've learned a lot.
All right, moving on to the next one, and that is junk removal. So similar to the painting route, we're going to leverage rentals to keep our costs low at the start, and we're gonna do free stuff at first. The key concept with junk removal, it's actually pretty simple. You need to be the first person available to get the junk off their property. The buying intent for this industry lasts very little, but you can charge quite a bit for it. Speed is absolutely everything, so our goal is gonna be get a vehicle as soon as possible. If you already have a pickup truck, consider using that and even renting out a dump trailer so you can go to the dump much quicker and dump stuff. Not everything that you collect needs to be thrown away. There might be things that you're able to sell. So every time you go out and do one of these jobs, figure out, is there anything here that I can sell, and then sell it, okay? Great way to get a little extra profit on every single job, and great way to get some profit when we're working for free at first. So here's the way we're gonna do it. Like the paint one, we're gonna start out free. So we're gonna rent the dump trailer if we need to, and if you have a pickup truck yourself, even better, you don't need to spend $1,000 there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk to everybody we know and see if they know someone that would like junk removed off their property for free, okay? That simple. And if they do, call you and you'll be out there. And again, remember, speed, be so quick. The second somebody says, yep, I want junk removed, you're there removing junk. Like the painting, once you have too much capacity and you can't handle any more people, you start charging. But how do we get there? 1, through referrals that those people will get you, the free jobs will get you. And 2, buy some signs and just say free junk removal and a phone number. And you'll be surprised, people will call you and you're doing these jobs for free. And then once you don't have the capacity, like in the painting one, and we start charging people, again, remember, you gotta be quick. You gotta be super, super quick. Speed matters when it comes to like taking care of customers in the trades, but this one is like the most important one. So we're gonna gather proof through the free jobs. We're gonna film content during them because it shows like, oh wow, my space is looking really messy, like the start of that video. I want my space to not look messy, like at the end of that video. Cool, I'm gonna call you. So the content is very visual, very easy to make it entertaining. So just film what you're doing. Set up a tripod and just go there, boom, 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 remove some junk and you'll be set. That's really, it's a very simple business. The hard part of this business is selling the jobs and managing that like speed factor. You need to be really, really quick at getting 2 jobs and just being able to collect the money and get the junk removed as quick as possible. And remember, check the stuff that you are hauling away. See if there's anything that could be sold, and if so, sell it. Okay, moving on to the final one, and that is going to be window washing. So I think this one carries the least risk by far. It's also, like, to me, seems the most feasible for anybody to do because you don't need, it's not as physically demanding as junk removal can be. There are some people that simply won't be able to do junk removal on their own. Like, you might have to move a fridge on your own, and there are a few people built like that. And I'll be honest, I'm one of those. I'm not built like that. I'm not one of those people. I know I appear to be, 6'10", 350 pounds of pure muscle. Unfortunately, we're just a little bit under that. So I wouldn't do the junk removal, but for window washing, just being right under those metrics, window washing is great. We're able to reach all the windows and clean it, no problem. So I think this one is the easiest to get into and has the least financial risk overall, because with painting jobs, you're handling quite a bit more money on each job. So what's the game here? We're gonna use the $1,000 to buy some window washing equipment. And another thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna start figuring out what's gonna be your secret formula. So it helps quite a bit to have a little secret formula in window washing when it comes to selling the jobs. You can just copy something you find on Google, but also do some experiments on your own. It'll be fun. But you'll figure out you can get windows really freaking clean if you use the right formula. I know a lot of people like to use distilled water for it, so I'll give you that hint there. Go all Breaking Bad and figure out the purest window that you can make. Once we have the equipment figured out and we have that secret formula, we're having pure views, pure sight lines on every single window. We're gonna start getting jobs. And like the painting, like the junk removal, we're gonna start free, okay? So we're gonna do the sign thing as well, because we have very little money that we actually need to spend in this business. And then once we charge, we change those signs to just be window washing and then the phone number instead of free window washing and the phone number. So same thing, we're gonna put it out the signs and we're gonna talk to everybody that you know, and you're gonna see, hey, who do you know that needs their windows cleaned? I'm doing it for free. Start a new business, I wanna do it for free. Get some testimonials, get some reviews, and get some recommendations to other people. And then now that you've done a few free jobs, and please make content with windows. People love that crap. Anything that's cleaning something, landscaping maintenance, all that stuff, people love it. Just film yourself doing it. Oh, seriously, just do it. Make content on it. Get a freaking camera, stick it on your forehead. And there you go. It doesn't matter how you do it. Just make some content or put a thing. Just this whole little thingy is really entertaining to watch. So just do it. But now we have people coming in from the content, from referrals, from reviews and testimonials that you got, and from the sign. Now that we have people coming in and we have plenty of free jobs that we've done, and we have plenty of proof showing that hey, you're good. You got 20 plus reviews or something like that. And that's the thing. Go for a ton of reviews. Don't sit there at 10, 12. If you can get 50 reviews when you're starting out, you're gonna be set. Seriously, most local businesses will not see that number, especially in the window cleaning space. So just get to that number, and then it's impossible for you to not beat everybody else out, or at least it makes it very difficult for you to not be the number one candidate on each one of those jobs. Now, the thing with window washing is that you're pretty much irrelevant for the majority of the year. So here's the thing, repeat customers are everything, but we need to figure out how do we get them to be repeat. And it's actually really easy. So here's how we do it. We get them to pre-purchase the next job. When they see those windows, they see, wow, these windows are so clean. That's when you ask. So you go, when you pay for your next window cleaning, we'll give you 6 windows on us. And then that way, they've already paid for the next one. So when you call them the next year to schedule the next job, it's not like you're calling them, hey, come pay me. It's, hey, you already paid. Are you ready to get on the schedule now? They're not going to go if they've already paid you. And I want to hit one final thought. So I see a lot of companies in, especially painting, junk removal, window cleaning, that also do Christmas lights. And here's the thing with that. If you need a little extra money during a winter or whatever, that's okay. But if you see that every single year winter comes and you know that it's just going to be horrible, you see a massive drop in your business, and you always rely on the Christmas lights, even a few years in, the problem is your model. It's not that, Christmas lights are there to save you. They're cool if you want to add a little extra money if a season is unreasonably slow. But here's the thing. You got to make your money in the summer because that's when there's the most demand. So make enough money so that winter doesn't matter. And then you don't need to also sell Christmas lights and worry about all the complexities of that. I know it's really simple because you already have the equipment, the ladders and everything. But just my recommendation is if you rely on Christmas lights when you have a window cleaning company or you have a painting company, you have an issue with the model. So at that point, I would look at, are you profitable enough on each job, or are you even getting enough jobs? Yeah, those are 3 businesses that you can start with less than $1,000 like I said, my recommendation would probably be the window cleaning, just because it's the easiest for anybody to start. But if you think you're incredible at sales, you'll definitely make more money off the painting. It's a little easier. If you love lifting up heavy stuff, and junk removal is great. If you think like you can carry laundry machine almost on your own or on your own, or a fridge, like if you can handle those comfortably, completely on your own, you're gonna be set. So definitely do that one if that's something you enjoy. And if you want a really easy business to start that's nice and relaxing, doesn't have any crazy financial risk to it, probably the window cleaning. You just can't be scared of heights if you gotta go onto those second, third floor window. But yeah, those are 3 businesses that you can start with only $1,000. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments.